we don't play maybe we don't want to play Cash, I'm not sure. We're running out of maps to play against them. So they were hoping Mirage is going to be their new map to play against them. Okay, well, after these two performances, especially this one here, I'm not sure going forwards if they can even pick Mirage, or maybe they have to start practicing Overpass or something.
Yeah, they have to do something at least.
They're waiting for Train.
So I mean, we have Dust 2 coming up, and every time I see these two teams play Dust 2 recently, we see 4 AWPs all the time. And both teams want to have loads of AWPs. What do you think about this style of play on Dust 2? And if Alu is not hitting his shots, is that just gonna basically cripple them?
Yeah, I think so. The most important position on Dust 2 is probably when you play the car and you're defending short.
Like the crossover.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's so crucial that you hit those 2 shots when they're like passing, the Gandalf box. I think most people know which box I'm referring to.
Yeah.
So.
Do you know that?
Yeah,
you know the Gandalf box.
Yeah, because you shall not pass.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's a CT map now, but it's also kind of a T map considering you have to have those AWPs as CT.
So economy.
Yeah, exactly. You can get so screwed economy-wise as CT. You can't go for those like SMG buys on CT Dust 2. Like where are you gonna stand? You can play defensive on A. It's impossible. You need those AWPs. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Any thoughts, Robin?
Oh, we can talk about it.
We can talk
about Dust 2.
Yeah, on Dust 2 here, I think, it's the 2 AWPers who I think kind of the biggest impact here, because for NiP, I feel like Alu on this map, whenever I've seen them do really well, he's always the guy top fragging, and he's having great impact, like picking people mid, going long. The guy I think for Fnatic who can have the most impact is JW. Like, this is a map actually where Fnatic themselves aren't that strong on the map, but he's very strong on it. Even when they lost to TSM at CCS in that first round, he had like 20 plus, maybe 30 kills even, so he can have a huge impact. And obviously, if Alu's going, then you need to have an AWP who can go against him. You can't just play rifle only. That's one of the interesting things about the last sort of 6 to 8 months, is that we went from Fnatic and Envious, LDLC back then, being mainly rifle-only teams. They'd sometimes have an AWP, to a meta now where it's like if someone... Here's the thing that happened. It happened in 1.6 as well. We had rifle-only WoW. But what changes it is when other people get dominant AWPers, then you need something to counter that. Otherwise, you're just rifle guys trying to pick an AWPer one by one, and that's not great, So I feel like the metagame now is that every team, to a degree, does need an AWPer now. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Like, if you don't have an AWP to counter the AWPer when you're terrorists, for example, you need to at least have, like, set smoke rounds, and then you need, like, the full set of nades just to deny the AWPer. We saw Fnatic having a huge problem with KGB at the last CSS tournament. He was just standing at that core position I was talking about earlier, and Fnatic didn't seem to have like a set smoke where you can actually like build a wall of smokes towards the A site. But they were like, okay, just YOLO out and just try to kill him, and it obviously didn't work out. Yeah. So I think they either need JW with an AWP or they need to have some kind of like set strat to counter the AWP from Alu.
So one thing I noticed, which was very interesting when I was talking to Devilwalk when he was here, was he was talking to me about his impact essentially as a coach, how much he studies the game, and how in some of the majors when it's NiP and Fnatic they're often going to face and they have to be prepared. Yeah. So they're studying demos, and Dust 2 was a map that they studied very heavily, him and Pronax, and they're like looking for patterns and so on. They found a lot of patterns for NiP. They're able to exploit them and actually beat them by completely counter-stratting them in the tournament. Natu's joined as the new coach now for NiP. Do you think he's going to have as positive an impact as Devilwalk? Because Devilwalk provides a complete contrast to Pronax, and they can kind of switch the calling between them.
I almost think it's a bit unfair to judge. Firstly, because he's only had a few days, literally between the last tournament, and then secondly, because Devilwalk played in Fnatic. He played with Pronax, and so he not only knows the Fnatic players' their strengths, but he knows what Pronax's strengths are. Like from what I've noticed of when Devilwalk's behind them and he has one of those headsets where he can talk, is he's not the guy telling them like, oh, and on this round you're going to do this. It's more like he's trying to look for things that Pronax didn't notice, like, oh, hey, maybe we can do that tactic we discussed before, and it's more like he just consults with them, okay? Which actually, if you think of like real sports, you don't just have the coach, you have like the assistant coach, and that's the idea. They know other aspects, and they're trying to be like a committee to get like the best decision overall. So I feel like that's where Natu could do that in the future, because Exists is a guy who can be a bit stubborn. He's a bit set in his ways, and he just decides he wants to do things. So maybe Natu can just add in some consultancy there. I don't think he's going to like revolutionize the whole gameplay and redesign things. So I think give him time before we can judge that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's very, very fair. Any thoughts on Devilwalk as the coach and the impact he brings to Fnatic?
Yeah, I actually heard he made a call for the T-pistol round, so it actually seems like have a huge impact in the way they play.
He did say to me that him and Pronax have like great respect for how one another views the game, but but they don't agree on a lot of stuff, and that's why he thinks that the dynamic works. Because sometimes he's actually able to say, like if Pronax's calling style is not going well, he says, he has a much more aggressive calling style, so he'll try something even if Pronax doesn't agree. They'll try it out because they're having problems, and that enables them to have that kind of versatility. And because Fnatic are, you've ranked them, Thorin, as the best team at the moment. Do you think that because coaching is kind of a new thing, do you think that this is something that is really going to be important for NiP in the future? Is it a big edge for teams to gain?
I don't think you have to do it, because actually 2 of the tournaments that Fnatic won last year was when they didn't have Devil work with them at all. When he was actually in like Asia or Australia or something, it was when they won FACEIT and when they were Fragmite Masters. He wasn't there for those, so they could win anyway because they have a great in-game leader, great team, great style. But like I say, it just adds like a little something extra. So for someone like NiP especially, it could be very valuable because it could give them a little edge to get them closer to Fnatic, or maybe help them overtake Envious. I mean, Envious doesn't have someone doing that, and they're still a fantastic team. So I think at its core, you don't have to have it, but if you can, it's a great luxury to have. It's more like, that's why I say it's more like an assistant role, because it's not like he even has to be right all the time. If he just makes a suggestion, the idea is the in-game leader is going to take that information, he's going to make the call anyway, but he just has more information. So every now and then you'll give him something that's useful. If you give him something and, from his in-game view, he's like, nah, that wouldn't be right for now, he can just discard it. So there's really, as long as you have the right dynamic then, it's not like someone in control, I don't think it can go wrong. So I think it's good that NiP's trying it out, because they were a team that, like I've said, they were looking for some answers, They tried all the different positions. They've tried different players now. They've tried changing the maps they play. Well, what's left to change at that point in time? Maybe like coaching or in-game leader. So rather than just yank out Exists, who's played all the time, they're going to try a different coach approach. So I think it's the right aspect to, like, we have to change something, so let's test this out.
So a threat. So regarding NiP at the moment, what would you say is necessarily the biggest problem in the team? What would allow them, you think, to get just closer to Fnatic? Is there something that's obvious to you, or is this like a lot of little things?
I think they might be like too confident in the way they play, because when they start to lose rounds, like I think Fnatic was up like 8-1, they don't have like this timeout where they like talk things through. They're more like, okay, let's just go, guys. We're gonna kill them or whatever. Just playing more kind of a like casual style, not really discussing the strategies, and I think that's hurting them.
Some people have said to me that NiP kind of play a more of a gentleman's CS, where they're not trying to be very abusive and exploitative.
You know the problem with that, though? That reminds me of a scene from my favourite show, Game of Thrones, okay? Do you remember when that guy, Bronn, is fighting with the guy near the Moon Door, the Knight of the Vale, okay? Yeah. And he's representing Tyrion's honour in this trial by combat. And as they're fighting, he like knocks this guy out the door. And then this boy goes, "You didn't fight with honour." And he goes, "Nah, he did."
Yeah,
that's what I think of NiP not abusing pistols and all this stuff. You have to. What's great about Envious is they abuse everything. Yeah. They're not just good at CZ. Whatever is overpowered, they will abuse and they will go to the max. If you can exploit them going through and the guy can't see where you are, they're going to do that all the time. So you can't just sit back and go, no, this is a gentleman's sport. That's totally unfair. You should only face your... It's not like samurais, like Bushido code, like you can't stab someone in the back. You can get stabbed in the back, mate. There's some lessons for the kids. You can get stabbed in the back. So stab someone else in the back before they stab you.
Wow. And on that,
not in real life, that was a metaphor,
kids. Glorious note
metaphor
from Thorin.
That's so dark.
You can take it in any context you want. We are going to be jumping into the match very, very shortly here on Dust 2 between Fnatic and NiP. And of course, Fnatic already up a map, and this means that if NiP lose this one, then they're going to be facing immunity. And I'm sure that NiP, they've already faced immunity once, and they had a close call on Dust 2 yesterday.
Yeah, but now they know what to expect.
True.
The thing is, what you didn't have before with NiP playing immunity is that you have that kind of like a wild card situation, that randomness to it. Now NiP, they know how to play, they know what to expect. Even though it's just that one game they played one another on that specific map, they still get like a feel on, okay, how do they like to play and stuff. And I think that's where the NiP experience comes in, or any top team experience comes in, like knowing when to actually adapt and be able to adapt.
Yeah, it's going to be a really cool... I think that actually also does pull a little bit of pressure away from both of these sides, because we're not going to face Na'Vi or something when we lose. We're not going to have like a really tough elimination game. We're going to have more chances in the tournament. That's got to be in their minds here. They're not fighting for their lives.
Oh yeah, no, for sure not. And I mean, if you think about it as well, obviously I think this tournament, even though TSM won the tournament last weekend, Fnatic is still the team to beat here. And then even if NiP ends up first or second in their group, they will still face off against, well, Navi's not out, but one of the three. And I don't think that really matters for NiP.
Yeah.
or for Fnatic
Yeah.
as well. So just that aspect again. So I don't think it really matters too much. Obviously, they would still like to win because they don't want to lose against Fnatic.
Absolutely.
Oh, we actually missed the night.
Yeah, we're into the pistol now. So it's a quick push into B from Fnatic. Sorry, from NiP rather. And Crims is going to be able to pick one off as he falls back out the fight. So they're going to be having to play for this retake right now. They've only got a single flash for this retake, and it's on Pronax, who's quite far away at the moment. So they're going to have to wait for him.
And they had to wait for the smoke anyway, so I don't think it matters.
And JW is also being waited for in upper dark. He really needs to clear a path. If he can win this duel against Exist, that's going to allow a two-pronged attack into the site, but they're going to go in anyway. And so far, it's going to be Alu who's going to be gutting them, and as well as Freiberg. 2 frags apiece, but in comes JW. Is there a kit somewhere on the floor for him to pick up? It's going to be very, very hard against the bomb. It's ticking so fast, and Freiberg is going to go down, but the round will be won.
Wow, that's such a great hold by NiP. Freiberg and Alu doing work when Fnatic is coming with the forklift.
With the forklift.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is it okay? So again, I don't really know who won the knife round. Maybe Mr. Cadian can tell me. It would be nice to know.
Fnatic.
Okay, so Fnatic won the knife round.
Right.
After start on the CT side. So that makes sense. But yeah, great opening round by NiP.
They're going for that long challenge straight away, but actually it's kind of working out here for Fnatic, who did go for the full buy. They got a lot of frags, so they got double scout in play. CZ armor, 5/7 armor, so good. Actually, very well kitted out, to be honest. And it's going to be
Yeah, I mean,
pushing in.
look at the Fnatic players or NiP players. I mean, Force and although they have 11 and 18 HP, it's not looking pretty right now for them.
And if Fnatic are able to win this round, they're going to get a lot of economic momentum, and that's going to bring the ops out really, really fast. So Fnatic, they really, really badly, really desperately want to win this particular round. Will have a pretty big impact into how they're able to play some of the future rounds. So Pronax is going to be up close on A-Long, so he's going to have a really good idea of what's happening towards the kind of T-spawn top mid area. Going to hear any stepping if it's there, and of course if they're going to try to A-split, he's going to know. But actually moving up catwalk at the moment, and it's only JW is up there. He's got a scout and actually an incendiary. Oh, he chucks the incendiary. That's going to force them forwards past it, and Forest and Alu are really, really low, and the fire's actually still there, which is going to delay Pronax. Just a couple seconds for the backstab, but he's still going to find Get Right. He was switching weapon there. Forest and Alu left alive, no health, bomb not going to go down, and Fnatic, they cleaned this up with 3 guys left alive.
Yeah.
Scout's pretty good.
One thing you do not want to do when you win the T-pistol on the second round, where you know that Fnatic will probably buy scouts and stuff, you don't want to rush out long. It's one of those choke points where you actually need, like, it's such a small area where you have to try and run out, and that's just gonna hurt you like real bad, and Fnatic punish you for it. Just take your time. I mean, even buy a scout yourself, and if you're so scared of the Fnatic scout, and just peek mid, right? Just make sure he doesn't go. But yeah, you see here NiP on the way. Try and drop it.
Yeah, just trying to get done what they can, and some damage would be really nice, because that's kind of the situation that Fnatic are in now. They forced NiP into a horrendous economy. So Fnatic's main benefit from that now is just to build up that money kind of for free. So if NiP can get a couple kills on the board, force some drops maybe, that's going to be a small little consolation to keep them a little bit closer into this one. And
Are you?
find myself watching through.
Yeah,
through
I'm also watching. I actually think that they managed to get the 2 entries. It's a.
Yeah,
It looks like a 3-on-2 situation right now. 3-on-1.
Freiberg is now our spectator.
Yeah, and okay, so they managed to retake the bomb site. There we go.
All right, so
I think we're trying something new here
Yeah.
in the production area. I think that was like you watch the game within the game to see
So
okay, how
meta,
does the
man.
game look like? From Freiberg.
From
size.
Freiberg, who's spectating his teammates. That's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, they managed to get the bomb down. They managed to get the 2 entries onto the B bomb site by doing so as well. So you see here again, NiP opting to save once more, even though they got the bomb down. It's just buy some pistols, try and keep the economy low.
That's a grenade.
Yes.
That's a really good timing, actually. Very nicely timed grenade. And that's going to help out a little bit.
Flusher didn't help, but
More grenades here, but Flusher will go down in the end. But still 4 players. left alive for Fnatic. JW close on the flank, can sandwich them now. There's no escape for them. They're going to try to go for the cat drop, it would seem. And they're kind of stuck on cat because they found JW now. He's going to back away a little bit, and the AK has been picked up by GetRight, so he's going to be able to do a little bit of damage, but JW goes for the repeat there, and he's going to get taken out by GetRight, which is a little bit annoying for JW. Going to lose that armor, but never mind. I'll even GetRight left over. What other damage can they cause here? Again, every little kill is going to really add up for NiP. They need every edge they can get. Renex, oh, pops the head of value there. Great stuff there from him. And now it's GetRight alone. And there's not a huge amount of time left in this now. 35 seconds. And we do have Crims, who's in upper dark at the moment. So if GetRight is going to try to go towards B, Crims is probably going to be able to spot that, as Olaf has the coverage of middle as well, as we can see. And Pronex is on A. So they got really good coverage here. He picks the one good angle there as Pronex is not looking the right way. It's short. Now it's down to Olaf, and he's going to be able to pick up the kill. So GetRight killed 3 players there. That's pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean, look, if he wouldn't have done that, so look now, you know, the Fnatic players, they have to rebuy. Pronex, he had, what, 7k? And, actually, sorry, here we go. Well, right now, JW, for example, he's 0 right now. Because he had to buy the off, rebuy, and everything.
Oh, and now he's going to definitely have absolutely no money if they lose this round. He's going to be on to the $1,400. That's all he's going to have, which is pretty huge. So that damage really going to add up if they're able to take this one. But the frags are coming back in the way of Fnatic as they make the push towards long to try to claim some lives of NiP.
Oh, wow.
And it's retaken now by NiP. They've got A long under control. They've got Alu over by Catwalk, so they can really string together a nice little push together up onto the A bomb site. They're just getting the smoke onto crossover there, as Fnatic get kind of locked out of the site. We've already got Alu with the AWP ready to take anybody out who's going for that rotation through Catwalk. So NiP with a good setup now. We have
it is, but Olaf is actually flanking long Freiberg though. That was a massive kill by Freiberg. If he would have gone down there by Olaf, then it would have been difficult. Especially knowing NiP actually planted bad towards Alu that's playing with the op on the catwalk. They planted very safe. So I mean, if Olaf would have killed Freiberg on long there, Exist would have been, you know, stuck on site basically, and they could still defuse the bomb even though, you know, Alu was still alive. So one thing to note as well on this map particularly is that JW, like Thorin was saying before, you know, he plays really well on this map. The reason why is because this is a map where he can run around quite a bit. Pushes the long, you know, he peeks mid, pushes into tunnel. Mostly it's the long area though that he tends to be stationed at, and then it's really important for for NiP that they know that. Like, obviously they will, but just to keep an eye on it as well. Even though if they hit catwalk, just to keep an eye out, because JW will push that, and he's gonna flank you really fast.
Yeah, and they're gonna have Alu now going for the timing pick onto long. Not gonna pay off for him, but JW and Olaf Meister for Fnatic. They could save this for Fnatic right now because their economy is in shambles. It's terrible.
Yeah.
NiP could get a really big control of the match if they're able to make this B split work. They've moved all the way up now. There's only one guy in that B bomb site. It's going to be Crims as well. Actually, no, there it is. There's the second player just popping up on the minimap. Olaf Meister. He is going to get himself taken out though, as this push goes really well for NiP.
Yeah, and Fnatic should just save here. They don't have a kit. I don't know if Olaf or Crims had one, but there's no point in actually going for it right now. And since their economy is so low, like you see JW by the car on A, that's like as aggressive that you would want to go right now. Because again, you're low on money, you don't want to end up losing your weapon. Yeah, sure, if you can kill off 1 or 2 NiP players, that's great, but you don't want to jeopardize the fact that, okay, we might actually lose our weapons, and you don't want that to happen. It's actually, I don't think it's 2-1 right now. It says round 6 out of 30. I'm actually not sure of. Okay, here, okay. So it's going to be 3-3.
I've never seen these scoreboards.
Yeah, same. I'm getting a bit confused here.
It's very confusing. So 3-3 is the score, as Fnatic have now been stopped, and their money is looking pretty terrible. But of course, there is this opportunity now for them, still with the orb saved, a couple weapons saved, so they can potentially. Actually, every round NiP have won has been a bomb detonation, which is quite interesting. But anyway, Ali going to go for the timing pick onto long. Spots nothing, but the cat push is coming in as well.
Yeah, but this is very smart, because Alu knows now that, okay, there's no one long, even though the flash hits late. he knows like he's gonna call for his teammates, probably catwalk. So watch out for that. That's why you see NiP playing extremely defensive all across the board here, just waiting for either Fnatic to back up or just waiting for playing a bit passive. So
Right, because you usually expect 2 players right quite fast right onto
Yep.
the angle, and then if there's one missing, it's like, wait, why is he missing?
yeah,
Is
exactly.
he
The
boosting, or
call,
what's going on?
yeah, the call had been made that they're probably playing catwalk, so they're probably waiting for a flash up from mid, just to make sure they don't get picked here by JW.
This is what I love about NiP Fnatic matches. Both teams are so good at reading one another, and you get these situations where it's like who makes the first mistake, and the mistakes are so few. And we're going to see JW able to pick off Exist there as he pushes Catwalk. They wanted to get control of Cat and Long. All they're going to get though so far NiP is long area. And GetRight's going to push in. Oh my god, this spray long range from GetRight. Goes for the reload, sprays down one more. That's 3 kills in a row from GetRight. Completely trouncing the defense of Fnatic. It's just Olofmeister on the back now. He's only got a CZ. And Ali's going to spot him. He will actually take Alu down with the AK. Oh my god, Olofmeister coming into play.
I jinxed him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, perfect position. Okay, Ali goes down. I was kind of hoping for him to die there, so actually GetRight could get the ace.
Yeah.
Just so he has something
You
to
wanna
brag
see-
about,
you
and
wanna
then he
see
just
that.
gets massacred by Olaf.
Just these, I just love GetRight when he's doing these like super long range, like full auto spray downs on like long to the site. Like it's always so, like GetRight, so iconic.
It's always so GetRight.
Yeah, it's so GetRight, man. Okay, so we got a double AWP into play for Ali and Forest, and again, this is something every time I've seen these guys play, I see this every time. Just going for those double AWPs. Fnatic, I'm sure, want to get the double AWPs going as well. Olaf and JW, but GetRight's going to be
burn, baby,
money
burn.
incendiary. Okay, what else have we got here from Fnatic? Crims is there close with the pistol, gets flashed off. This is good stuff here from NiP, making it really safe. That's what it's about, making everything safe with those grenades. So this is going to be cleaned up pretty well, and we know Fnatic have got 3 rounds, so don't be misled by the scoreboard. So NiP going to be moving on to their 5th one, and clean round from them, building up that bank. You think Fnatic are starting to get a little bit worried?
No.
They'll never get worried.
I mean,
they're machines, they're robots.
right now it's only 5 to 3 in favor of an NiP, so there's still a lot of rounds to play with here. I mean, 7 rounds left of the half, and Fnatic actually hasn't had a chance to buy too often, and now you see Crims going down because they're sloppy and they don't want to waste that one smoke into middle.
Yeah. Oh wow, Freiburg straight out in there, especially after getting that quick pick. He's just ran straight down suicide, really fast timing, straight into double doors. They weren't expecting that timing, and now Olofmeister's got to come out with a frag. He's going to stop Freiburg, but look at this. He's going to spot 3 players moving into the B-bomb site. Makes the call to his teammates, but you would probably would you expect a save coming in here from JW and Pronax? They're quite far away.
Yeah.
And AWP on JW.
Again, bomb is down 3-on-2. B is extremely difficult to retake. They're probably just going to go up here, see if they can get that, kind of like how I was talking about Mirage there. See if you get an entry like really super fast, and then you might end up going for it. But if you don't manage to get someone, then they're just going to have a saving. So here we go.
And they get the kill indeed onto GetRight, so that's going to be it. JW running through the fire, wading through it. He's going to spot Forest. Oh wow, okay, that could have worked out very well for them. So it actually almost was better for NiP to lose GetRight to that grenade, to just get rid of the weapons there for Fnatic. Obviously it does help them, obviously you never know, but still.
It's like some mind games you're thinking about there, Dan.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, we want them to push, and then we want them to kill GetRight all the way in the corner.
If we lose this round, we can like reset their money. Like that's those situations, no one ever plans for that. Losing rounds is not how you play this game. Okay, so we've got the upper dark push actually from Fnatic with those measly pistols. But those measly pistols are not going to do all that much damage at the moment. NiP really ready for that. So looking pretty good here, looking much more warm than the first map.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can actually see that they can actually kill people.
Yep.
This match, so that's good. But yeah, it's always been NiP's problem, and they tend to warm up for the second half, which is not a great trait to have. I mean, basically what you're looking at is, yeah, we're gonna lose the first map because we're cold, and you know, we're not really warmed up, and let's just hope that we let's just wait for the second map so we can actually start fragging.
Yeah, it's actually something I love about a lot of these again champion level teams. I brought up this point yesterday, and NiP are definitely case in point. NiP know when to peak in their performance, and that's what makes a great team. Because there's always these teams that in the groups, they play like they're godlike. They top the groups. They get to the semis and they fall apart.
Oh wait, wait, who are you referring to then? I would love to know. Please tell me.
You know, it happens,
For someone,
happens to a lot of teams.
I mean, for someone that has that probably doesn't know what you're talking about, like which teams in particular?
Well,
I can actually mention 3.
Yeah, I know it happened in Quake all the time as well. There's lots of players
Yeah.
like this in Quake also. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of teams that have been like this. Okay, well, we are going to be into the next round here. Double up for both teams again. So Fnatic finally able to really like actually be able to afford that after losing all these rounds. So 7 in a row now for NiP, I believe.
Is it?
I'm not sure. The scoreboard obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's
almost.
almost 7 in a row. Okay.
We forgot that they won this one. Lost to Antico.
And this time Olafmeister, wow, 2 great headshots there. Finds the first one on short, so this time instead of getting picked off at the start of the round, they are going to find 2 early kills. And NiP, oh my god, heads being popped by these orbs, one after another. And it's Get Right and Forest left. Get Right's picked up the AWP. This is one of those really hard spots where you're 2 against 5. What the hell do you do? Okay, well
now you're 1 against 5.
Get Right is pissed.
That was so awkward.
Oh my
god.
god.
I mean, if anything, at least it was a headshot, right?
He's got the deal with it shades on as well. On his player model.
I was gonna say, like, whenever I used to TK, I always TK Get Right, and that was the reason for that, because I always did it in style.
Get Right wants the ace.
I'm pretty sure that it was probably a nice headshot, even though it was on a teammate.
Deal with it.
Oh, and this is why you don't let Get Right become an op.
Oh my god, I don't even know where to begin with that. Okay, so
I'm pretty sure now it's gonna be our threat. Well, Fifth Orange, at least Get Right actually hits the shot, even though it's on his teammate. You could even hit a barn if you even tried.
don't incite the trolls. Come on, man.
I'm sorry.
You're inviting
I'm sorry.
the
I know.
trolls. Wow, Freiburg is straight up there, over crossover. He's going to get himself onto the bomb site. So much faster round here from NiP, trying to get this damage done really quick. But it's Forest now. He's over by Along. He's alone at the moment, and it's just Crims who has now been left to his own devices towards the B bomb site as NiP roll on into the A bomb site very easily. Crims will pick up Ali with the nade, but
yeah. And the thing here, again, for Crims, like, he needs to try and go for this, because they're gonna have to double save otherwise. So there's, sure, he can just, play it safe and save the op. The problem here is that since Fnatic won the previous round and they end up losing this one, you see their economy, for example, right now. Whereas, because then you can easily tell who actually survived the round that Fnatic won and who didn't, based on the money. And you saw there for Fnatic that they actually had these 2 people that ended up dying that previous round, and you don't want to reset the money bonus at that time, so going for it like Crims did is the right play.
And we have Fnatic with 3 guys towards long. They're, again, protecting against any kind of moves from NiP. If they were to basically try to just take a fast long play, like they had done in the past, they would get punished for it again. But Olafmeister are going to pick off Alu, so really good start and something they absolutely needed to get under their belt, that quick frag here. And in the past, NiP, again, something that's Fnatic research was, they would lose a man early. They would often push in middle. That would be something that they're very likely to do. NiP, after losing that match where Fnatic abused that, have since kind of left that habit, and they don't tend to do that anymore. More often, they will go for short plays. I see that quite commonly as well. Of course, they don't have long at the moment, so it's not obvious to Fnatic where NiP really are going to be going at the moment. Pronax is going to be on the site. He's going to be pretty alone at the moment. He does have JW helping him out, but he's only got a CZ. Pronax has to get the frags here. Going to go for the spray down, but that fire definitely making aiming pretty difficult. JW going to swing on through Catwalk. NiP looking quite good, but Forrest is back to JW. He misses all the shots with the CZ. That should have been guaranteed, but it's Olafmeister now. He's left alone with the AWP, and there's almost nothing he can do with it. Fnatic really need Olafmeister just to stay alive with this.
Yeah, he needs to save this.
Oh wow, JW. Had JW picked up that frag, he's going to be in a really good position. There's no nades left on NiP for them to abuse at low health. JW, he's going to have an AWP. Olafmeister can maybe come in from below. There's opportunities there, but NiP now kind of doing to Fnatic what Fnatic did to them on map number 1.
Yeah, they did. And actually, you saw that Pronax was actually the one holding the A bomb site for Fnatic, and the Molotov that NiP threw towards the site actually worked in their favor in terms of like it just it didn't damage anyone, but it caused the smoke when the Molotov lands. You have like a black smoke coming from it. Pronax holding that site, you couldn't see anyone. That's why he had to strafe up all the way first. Ended up not killing anyone and then get right. Obviously, they knew where he was. If that Molotov wasn't there, I'm pretty sure Pronax would have gotten at least one.
Yeah, and this, well, it's going to be hard for Fnatic to get something done here. They've got the CZs, they got the 5.7s, armor. Olofmeister left alone with that AWP that he did save. Now, NiP, do they read this situation correctly? Fnatic going to get an opportunity here, and NiP do the smart thing. They react here. They allow Fnatic to make the push.
Yeah, just play it. Let's say you saw their Freiburg just waiting on long there. Because Fnatic, every single eco they've had, they actually pushed long, the long area. Before it was Pronax when JW was, out doing other things. But this round was JW. But they were ready for it at least.
Good shot by Olofmeister, but it's not going to count for all that much. Flusher now on the AWP. Now Flusher's actually going to pick up a frag on to get right, so it's a 3-on-3 all of a sudden. The bomb is not yet planted.
Oh
my god, what was that? Flusher with the jumping shot. Kukli style there from Flusher. It's going to be Forest though to take down Pronax towards Catwalk to put it back to a 2-on-2. Weapon advantage here for NiP. The bomb is down on the bomb site though. There is 30 seconds left to recover it, to get it planted. And the positions for Fnatic aren't amazing here. Crims and Flusher both in CT spawn. This is really horrible.
They do have a kit though.
Oh.
And NiP with 2 ops. It's a good plan towards long though, so Alu obviously have a very good position in this after plant.
So Crims really needs to cause a distraction for Flusher or vice versa to allow this to happen. Flusher's going to go straight in with the CZ. He's not messing around, just pushing very quickly. But Alu, reticle trained on the crossover area. Fnatic must know that Alu is holding there. Flusher, he's in with the CZ, picks up the AWP, misses the shot. Alu's going to take down Crims, and that is that retake completely foiled by the remainder of NiP. And they go to 10 rounds here, and we're on the last one of the first half, and it's looking strong for NiP.
Yeah, they seem to have woken up from their slumber. And that, again, I don't even want to, I've tried to keep count how many air kills Flusher has gotten, and I think it's probably 5 or 6 this tournament, and that's obviously without a scout.
Yeah.
How?
That was ridiculous, because both jumps he got lots of connections.
I mean, sure, you have the or you have the automatic pistol, but I mean, the chances of the recoil being that accurate with any weapon is absurd.
I love that from Freiburg, by the way. Yeah, they had the double mid coverage, double AWP coverage down middle, ran down suicide, fast timing onto Catwalk, and they're trying to get the bodies, they're collecting all the bodies there up onto the A bomb site. Pronax is left alive, but it's really nice to see NiP abusing that really fast timing, because they know Fnatic don't have an AWP, so they can move really fast down suicide. The bomb is going to go down by assist for the Catwalk area. Wow, Crims coming up with the 5-7 frag onto Alu, and it's all of a sudden a 2-on-2. Bomb is ticking away though, and there's no kit in the hands of Fnatic, so they've got to move quickly if they want to make this work. And that is exactly what you need to get done. Oh, there's another jumping frag from Fnatic.
I'm done.
And DQs with plenty of time. They pick up the weapons. Fnatic are going to make it. Somehow they're going to make themselves another round. 10-5, but still in favor of NiP.
Yeah. 10-5. Sure, NiP would have probably liked 11-4 there, but 10-5 is still a very good half. Fnatic, I mean, their T side is good, but they tend to rely somewhat on their CT side, and it just didn't. I mean, they started off well winning the eco that they had after NiP won the pistol, and then they got a few more runs on the board. But I'm pretty sure they were expecting to get a few more runs.
Okay, so it's going to be interesting to see whether or not...
Yeah, so this is the howl that I actually won from FACEIT.
Oh my god.
I had to do some certain things to win it, which we will not disclose on the stream. But yeah, so James will actually give that to me later. Problem is that, you get the trade lock when you log in from another computer.
So about the contraband.
Yeah.
Well, we have the fast push here coming in from Fnatic, straight up Catwalk, and the jumping frags coming in from JW this time with that Tech 9 flying around the corner. It's going to be another frag from him, removing Freiburg from Gandalf. If you're wondering what position that was earlier.
Yes, that is Gandalf.
So Exist and Forest left over, but Fnatic looking like they're going to be able to secure a good opening on the second half for themselves. And the best thing about this as well is if they don't lose anyone else, which they don't, JW actually got 4 kills there, but only Forest got a frag. So Forest can actually buy a scout, but there's not enough money for anyone else to afford a scout. And scouts on this map on the second round is always going to be like quite a big danger. So, and he's not even going to go for it.
Yeah, the thing is, I've actually like NiP is probably one of the teams that they don't actually buy that many scouts. You see Fnatic do it, you see NVS do it, you see pretty much all the teams does it.
They even saved. They actually even went for a save.
Again, it was what we were talking about even on Mirage before, where they don't buy the armor. They would rather just buy the pistols, take some odd or cheeky positions. If they manage to get a few kills, they might buy some P250s next round as well, but just to get some more money coming into the weapon round.
All right. Well, they do have a man dug in to the pit area. That's Alu. Just chilling over there, 22 health. We have the rest.
23.
23.
I had to.
You had to do it, didn't you? Had to go there. God damn it. So, pushing up middle now is Fnatic, as they just have to try and just wrap onto that B-bomb site. There's 2 players in there, and interestingly, we could actually see a couple of frags coming in for NiP if they're able to connect with these first quick shots. It's Forest, great pistol player. The flashes in, it's perfect, but NiP get flashed as well, and it's going to be Exist. He only gets 1 actually in that position, so there's a lot of potential there between Exist and Forest to get a lot of frags, but Fnatic, they rise with only losing 1 person, and that's really fantastic for them. Alu is going to make it almost another, but
yeah, I think the outcome there, if Olaf actually didn't come from middle, would have been a lot worse for Fnatic. But just because Olaf came actually from mid, it had NiP focus on the mid area rather than the regular entrance area, and Exist, that position is very strong if you do have control over mid. But when you don't, and they're coming from middle up to B, then it's a pretty bad position.
And this time NiP would have stacked towards long as their response to the shenanigans of Fnatic and their poor money situation, and it's such a struggle. This Olaf just jumping around with that Mac 10. Oh my god, that was actually, I think he grabbed his head out of the air there with that scout. So good stuff there from JW, making the flashy frags as Fnatic clean up the rest of the players. It's just like shooting fish in the barrel right now for Crims. Like really fast fish. Super good at dodging bullets.
Oh, come on. Does he even get money from that?
Does he lose money for that?
Yeah, well, let's see here. Well, no. Okay, I think that it used to be like that. Like, I don't know if it was a bug or not, but if you type kill in console, you don't get any money, right? But I think they fixed it when you do suicide like that. Like, you're still supposed to get money. Yeah, and as Katie is pointing out, the money situation for NiP, obviously this is the first weapon round for them. Losing this round, they're going to have to save. This is, well, that wasn't even James' picture. Or Fnatic, their economy is pretty decent, so even if they lose this round, they can still buy next one.
Yeah, they're going to play aggressively here on a catwalk, but again, Fnatic probably going to spot that. They didn't see anyone on the long area, so again, they can predict quite easily what NiP are doing as far as position is concerned, and it's paying off right now. Alu's going to come out with a frag. He misses the flick. Olaf gets the better of him, and now Fnatic are 5 against 2. Get right, moving fast up to the crossover area, but he's not got any teammates to play with, no position to work with either. Fnatic are all over him. It's going to be another frag for them, and just Exist left over, so it looks like Fnatic are close to tying up the map. 10 to 10 is actually going to be on a save again.
And they didn't lose a single man, which is that's massive for Fnatic. I mean, look at their money, right? And the reason why, actually, I didn't realize this up until now. I don't know if you realized. We have a new observer. There's someone that's been used to cast, but he's been benched. Yeah. And that is, of course, Mr. James. I can't even pronounce his nickname. It just doesn't make sense to me. We will call him BBC. I heard that's what Freiburg calls him.
No comment.
I don't know why. I don't know what it means. Comments. But yeah, he is in charge of the observing for this map.
Nice. All right. Well then, we got a Forest. They're trying to tap some heads here, but again, they don't have anything to work with. They've got no real weapons. They're just a couple PT50s. It's big on Freiburg rather.
And NiP did actually stack towards B though. They have one guy at long, and then the rest were actually around the B area.
They managed to actually deflect this push. They've sent Fnatic packing towards the middle and A area. So we already have a man on a fact-finding mission into the A bomb site. JW covering the flank quite effectively. Orb comes out, almost goes down. 15 health left. He's got players from 2 sides trying to take him out. He's got to be really careful here. Can't drop that Orb in that position as NiP are moving quickly towards this site retake. Freiberg in with the dig. Oh, that was straight on his head, but Always that bit of randomness with the Deagle, and it's going to be Ali who is now moving back around to CT spawn, going to get taken out by JW.
That could have been so dangerous if Alu were just like in middle, 1 second faster when JW was fighting Freiburg in mid there. Like he would have just died, right? And they would have gotten the AWP, would have been a 2-on-2 situation. That was winnable for NiP.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a horrible situation for NiP as well. That's kind of one of those. Sorry, for Fnatic as well. Almost a demoralizing kind of position to be in. But Fnatic very fast timing again. They have the you have the AWP here, and there was no presence in middle from NiP really. So they just straight up onto catwalk, really fast timing, and into these catwalk peaks. And you can actually see that Crims has his timing onto the A bomb site, whilst they're thinking, okay, we need to be worried about the middle timing. But because of that, his first drops in. That's so perfect. Pronax gets taken out though, and the trade is real. Alu now has to divide his attention between short, between long, between middle as well.
Everywhere,
everywhere.
He needs to pay attention everywhere.
He does do it on long.
They're all over the place.
Got to think about all of it, and it's going to be JW hiding in the smoke there, able to actually help Olofmeister to pick up the kill.
They're just getting picked apart.
Yeah,
like Fnatic is just having a field day right now on their T side.
That was so cool from Pronax. That timing was just too fast for NiP to react to.
Well, I think Alu actually did spot him. The thing is, that expo flash that Fnatic threw, he got flashed, and then by the time he saw again, he was already down CT spawn, managed to kill off GetRight. I don't know if there was like maybe some sort of miscommunication where Alu was like, "Oh, flash cats, watch out." But then again, I like they changed positions on NiP. GetRight used to play long, where they changed now. I think it's still Freiburg playing long as of the 2 tournaments ago. Exist used to play the A rotate area where you saw GetRight holding. So you actually see it's probably. Is it a pause?
No.
No. Okay.
It is not.
Yeah. I actually think here, like coming in, they have a save now, NiP. But this is during the time now, like after this round, where Natu should just tell his players, unless this happens, to actually take a pause, take a timeout, just to talk things through, since they're getting picked apart really on their CT side. Now, obviously, Exist with 3 massive frags with the 5-7 might actually turn this round around.
Yeah, some of his B holds lately have been fairly legendary, especially from some previous big LAN tournaments.
Yeah.
He's been having some highlights. Love, that's for sure, but it's going to be a 2-on-3 now. So the problem is for NiP really is they don't have any armor, and that's going to mean that the aim punch is going to completely rip them to shreds. They got to get the instant kill, and it's going to be Crimson Flusher now, just making their way back towards together towards the A side of the map. Flusher's actually just watching over right now. There's lots of time left to play with, so he wants to catch a rotation. Because NiP, they've got to try to figure out what's going on here, and Flusher wants to capitalize, maybe catch one of them off. Guard once they're actually going for that kind of a play.
This can still be dangerous though. I mean, since Flusher's all alone in mid with the bomb, and you see Crims over at long, if Alu actually hadn't had pushed up into tunnel there, and he might have actually been able to catch Flush off guard, but it's 23 seconds left on the clock, and they gotta get a move on.
Oh, Flusher, he's going to hear the movement there from Ali, sprays him down, but he gets spotted by the next player. But this is it. Time is of the essence, and that's the problem. Now, Crims has to go for the kill. Can he catch Exist off guard? Oh, he pulls out the knife! Oh, but he still gets the kill, and that's going to be the round there. Exist goes down, and Fnatic can breathe a huge sigh of relief there, because that was a really horrible round from them.
Yeah, it was. Again, for Exist there, getting 4 massive kills on the eco. He actually didn't lose a single point of HP, I think, killing those 3 guys in upper tunnel. And now you see he's pissed off now. He's like, screw this, buying another sniper.
But he's not the only one. But Alu misses the shot there. You never expect him to miss. And that's another huge problem here for NiP. Alu missing some of these shots. We saw it on Mirage as well. Some of these key kills that he always hits. And now it's going to be a 3-man situation for NiP on the defense. Olofmeister looking to just challenge and just be a nuisance. Draw some fire away from the guys in the middle. Slow him down. Baits out GetRight when he had the nade out. GetRight wanted to try to catch him off guard, but it didn't work. And Olofmeister's going to be locking down middle. Freiburg gets a nice angle onto Flusher, but Exist has to save this extremely expensive weapon now.
Yeah.
What's happening for NiP here? Is it just
they're
missing
they're getting picked apart. I mean, you saw Ollie there going aggressive onto catwalk, trying to get that early entry. Misses the shot, which
He's like, I will shoot you with this grenade. Let me just aim this grenade right.
This is when you say a curse word when that happens. You're like, oh, F. No, but yeah, missing those crucial
Fun.
shots. Yeah, fun.
Fun.
Yeah, let's
Fun.
say that. But yeah, I mean, again, the round would probably look differently if Aldo had hit that one shot. It just causes like massive rotation coming in from the NiP side, knowing that okay, well they're already up cat, Aldo's dead, and then Forrest ended up dying as well, and he plays the middle area. So
Shock and awe now from NiP though. They want to fix this, but the double peak happening. It was completely unintentional from Fnatic, but they both turned the corner at a really important moment that should have been GetRight's window of opportunity to just rip apart Fnatic from the inside, but instead he's the one that goes down, and now it's a very favorable situation here for Fnatic. They can bring the bomb, they can take their time and get that plant wherever they want at this point. They've got 4 players to play with, and they're sticking together at the moment. It's only one guy. It's well, it was JW who was moving up towards long, but that means that now they know where Alu is, so they can move in. They know where to look, and here it is. Alu with the AWP gets his first shot onto Olofmeister. Now, if he's gonna make it clutch, this is where it has to happen. Rattling off the shots, cannot connect one more, which would have given Exist the one-on-one, which would have been the key difference here. But the bomb is going to go down.
he's still burning.
Oh no, yes, 9 HP. And there is the spray down of Flusher. Finds the head. He can still make this work if Crims falters on the first few bullets. Exist. Oh, but there it is. Crims takes him down with the AK.
Yeah, it's just misplaced again from from NiP there. Alu, he has the bomb site, right? He gets the first kill. He knows that they have one player coming from behind, and which was Exist. Just hold. You just hold. You don't need to peek the way you did. Just try and peek a little bit of the angle towards the bomb site, and just wait for Exist to run and flank them instead of ending up going down, leaving Exist in a very awkward situation.
Oh yeah. And now NiP, they're on eco, and they're trying to buy what they can, and it's going to be pistol armor. Flusher just jumping past. What on earth is going on? Freiburg somehow takes down Alu, who was actually about to kill Flusher, I think, who's running through the smoke. It's absolute chaos, madness here on A-Long here from NiP as Fnatic try to take it over, and JW's already up on the bomb site. And it's almost as if we're having a role reversal here. We've got NiP trying to retake the bomb sites, which Fnatic have taken really fast into this round. NiP looking to go down 15-10 as Fnatic look very, very strong at the moment. And it does just seem that NiP got out the wrong side of the bed today.
Yeah, I mean, but you saw it last time as well. I mean, last time NiP played versus Fnatic, it was a Raffle stump then as well. Even though it's instead of Cobble, it's actually just 2 here, which was NiP's map pick. Fnatic just seems to have such a great grip on NiP, what they do, what they can do to actually counter NiP. On top of that, same on Mirage, they're just not hitting their shots.
Oh, are they going to do it? They're just going to run it into B? Is this happening right now? Okay, no, they're going to slow it down. Thought almost they were just going to just run at them. Rush B no stop. Matchmaking.
Rush B. Don't be noob, Rush B.
No stop. But that's not going to happen. We got Fnatic respecting NiP. We got Pronax pushing middle. Before the smoke goes down, he's going to get the pick actually onto GetRight. There's still 2 players left on the B bomb site though for NiP at the moment.
Oh, Forrest missing that shot again. Like, it just can't happen.
Another miss from Forrest here. The nade even has like more than enough time to find its way towards Forrest, and now they're going to move back towards A. So they've successfully isolated and delayed NiP. If a rotation is going to happen, it's going to take way too long. Fnatic have players in any kind of lurking position to take out those rotating players. In fact, they've got someone outside of B as they're looking to push. Hey, they've got a guy in T spawn still. Fnatic can do anything they want in this round.
Flusher is just... What? Alu? What? You see that?
I don't know what's... Alu... I don't know what's going on. Alu, he's going to get saved by a teammate. He's going to flash them back. And Alu is going to be back in the realm of the living. He's back with us again. Going to take down Flusher as well towards the double doors. And JW's ready for the peak now. Olofmeister as well. JW will find Alu, who definitely is going to... Already going for this rotate towards B, but... NiP, they just got to hold on to the site, and they're actually able to do it here. Freiburg and Exist. Can you please explain this round? Because I have no idea what just happened.
Silver noobs. They know Rush B sites.
No Rush B.
Well, I mean, I think that since we actually had Alu dying at A there, I think they wanted that to cause the rotate from the B bombs, and then they would just walk in. It's just obviously backfired.
Yeah, you could. That's one way to put it. All right, so here we have I think the Noah stack in mid actually. 2 players from NiP looking over the smoke towards short, and this has such a high success rate. You'd be so surprised how often this works with that fast. And we've been seeing fast cat timings, and this time NiP, they want to give them a taste of their own medicine, get it in the faces of Fnatic, and they get themselves a really favorable situation. But we've lost a player, I think.
Yeah.
We've lost a man.
We did lose a man, and it's JW.
So well, I mean.
But yeah, okay. So just look at that, like the boost you were talking about, right? NiP hasn't done that so far this game, so chances are Fnatic has probably cleared that area countless times, and then it just gets to you where, you know, okay, this one round I'm just not going to peek it, and there you go, NiP's there with it.
It's really cool as well. Oh my god, there we go, hip shot there from Crims, able to take down Exist, and he's in a 1-on-2 actually. He could win this round for Fnatic. JW's reconnected to the server now. And there's 40 seconds left. He's just holding the angle, hoping that someone is trying to flank him, expecting him to be far in upper dark, but he's not. He's just playing the time, and he's going to maybe get himself out into middle, maybe.
I'll actually have the peek here.
Oh, I think he must have heard him at least by now. In there, he gets the shot. Ali won't miss that one. And NiP 12 rounds to 15. They can absolutely make this happen.
By this round, Crims will just drop a weapon to JW. Which just happened. All AKs though, no AWP.
Okay, so it's going to be interesting to see whether or not Fnatic can make this work with the AKs. They've been relying on double ults for a lot of these rounds, and they're going to have a fast long take here. No messing around. Fnatic straight in the faces again here of NiP. It is Freiberg is going to get taken out straight away, and they're fast up Cat as well. This looks really hard for NiP to hold. They have to be really good on the bomb site defense, but they're getting completely crushed. Fnatic now, they've only got Exist to deal with. He's going to pick up the kill onto Flusher, but they've got the bomb down. Any second now onto that A bomb site, and Exist will get eliminated. 16-12. Fnatic are going to go through, and they've got their 2 victories here, so they're safe, they're secure. And NiP now, they only have to defeat Immunity in their next match to go through with Fnatic from this this group.
Yeah. Again, Fnatic looking extremely solid. Even yesterday versus Liquid, even though it seemed a bit easier, but again, you know, they stomped NiP on Mirage as well, so they're looking extremely solid on the maps, and that's too, which we were talking about before going live in this game, is probably NiP's best chance of beating Fnatic on. But Fnatic, they show that, yeah, this might be our worst map out of the 5 best maps we have, but it's still a really good map for us. So yeah, NiP seem to have a very hard time against Fnatic, and especially coming into the game being as cold as they were on Mirage. It's basically you gave away 1 map for free, and then you have to try to come back with the 2 remaining maps that you currently have. So sure, yeah, you know, Dust 2 is a good pick for NiP, and then you end up with Inferno, which is also a great map for both. It's just that they just came into the game way too late.
Absolutely. So well, we have our analysts back as well. We got Threat and Thorin here with me now, so let's get the thoughts.
Anymore. Now you can actually refer to me as Lord Thorin. My scepter of analysis here, and my crown of justified ego. I told you Fnatic would win this series, and they did. Now I didn't know they'd win on Dust 2, I have to say.
Yeah, you.
But I don't think anyone did after the first half. NiP had a really great. I'm going to keep this on the whole time. I don't care. NiP had a really good first half, right? NiP, very good first half, Terrace side.
Yeah, I agree.
So.
Yeah, I think they were up like 10-3 at a point, and then those stupid pistol jumping.
Yep. Basically, Fnatic just kept jumping, firing all sorts of different pistols, and actually winning rounds.
I can't take you seriously right now. I just can't.
Yeah, so it started with Flusher. He did the jumping CZ through a box onto a guy who he could barely see. Seems legit. And then we had people jumping with 5.7s, killing everyone, winning the round.
Like, how can you stop that? Like, the hitbox is so
there's no
bad
counterplay to that, is there?
Like, it's not worth trying to shoot him in midair because the hitbox is so fucked up in the air. So
wait, what did you say?
It's messed up. It's finagled. All sorts of problems going on.
These
Well,
tweets,
well,
please.
yeah,
we're
Yeah,
exactly. We're
Actually,
from Sweden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even speak this language.
no.
Sorry, like we don't even know what that means.
Yeah. Dan, can you
No, no.
explain it?
Yeah. What does
So
that
what you're
mean?
saying is you guys are just trying to fit it in.
Yeah, I mean, we
Yeah.
heard it.
Oh,
Well, I was
here-
actually
here-
listening
it's
to
starting.
He didn't get
No,
that one,
I was
okay.
listening
He
to
didn't
all
get
the
that
rap
one.
yesterday.
Don't worry, don't worry. He missed it.
I listened to all the rap yesterday, and they said that countless of time. They also said something else to start with like an N, but I'm not going to say it here. I think that's
Alright, guys.
highly
Yeah.
inappropriate.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, that's the F word there. It came up
Yeah.
quite a few times. So
No,
yeah,
there were a
thank
lot
you.
of niggling details I wanted to address in this particular game. You know.
Oh,
Yeah, the quality of
Small
the
details,
analysis
yeah.
is just getting better and
Yeah,
better.
I know.
Yeah.
No, but in this game here, one of the things I actually noticed that was kind of disconcerting for NiP is that in this whole series, Forrest
That
was
segue
actually
though.
pretty subpar. And on that map particularly, considering he kept getting AWPs over and over again, his AWPing was dreadful on this map here. It was quite bad on Mirage as well, but you know, it's not a map where he had to be the great AWPer, but on Dust 2, to have the double AWP set up that many times, I don't even know if he got past 10 kills in the whole map.
Yeah.
It was really a problem because they were getting AWPs, they were throwing them to him, he's buying them. That's a big strain on you economically.
Yeah, I completely agree. You don't really need the double up setup. It just fits some teams, and as soon as he feels like, oh, maybe it's not like an AWP day, I'm not hitting my shots, he can just go to the M4 style because you basically only need one AWP to play the C2 on Dust 2.
Yeah. And you just see, one of the things on the Fnatic side is just the sheer amount of luxury in terms of star players they've got. So JW doesn't even have to have a monster game here. Olaf and Crims do it, and then on the first map it was Crim. To have that one guy who it's not like the old Na'Vi where like Guardian has to be carrying, Kenny S has to carry for Titan. They can go many different ways, and it's such a versatile team. It feels like they can adapt to whoever's on form.
Yeah, I completely agree. And they look very like scattered, especially on their CT side when they lost that many rounds in a row. Like I saw a round where Fnatic just did the standard, okay, we have good spawn long, let's just take long right away. And like most top teams, they have like a set answer to this. Like, okay, they're taking long, let's do our thing where we have like some set nades and stuff. But it's like NiP just threw some random flashes and just tried to rush out. But Fnatic was already in like the pit and they lost like 3 players in the matter of like 3 seconds after that.
And also, think of some of the weird plays that happened here. There was at least 2 team kills, like the team kill where Freiburg killed, was it Alu who was jumping out long?
Yeah.
And he went through the smoke and Flusher had gone ahead of him actually, trying to shoot him. And then there was obviously the get right AWP kill. I mean, yeah, there's not too much to say about that one. And then one of the most bizarre scenarios, I wish we could go back to that moment in the round. Do you remember for Flaren when we switched over to the position of Alu and he was like looking between 2 people like, left
Yeah,
or right?
I just-
Which should I?
I'm not sure
I
if
know
that
I'm
was a
supposed to
spectator
kill
bot.
at least one of them, but which am I supposed to? And then he just didn't kill either.
yeah.
Like,
And he ended
okay.
up dying.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
But the
That
thing
kind of
is-
summed up NiP's whole game. They're like, what was going on
Yeah,
there?
I mean both oppers, Forrest and Alba actually did just nothing with their ops. Like for the whole game, it felt like so many missed shots and opportunities for them that just caused them to lose the game.
Yeah, one round where Al got boosted on short. He just went out and just like the most clean
Yeah.
bullet ever. The guy
And
was
just
actually
managed to
running
miss.
towards him.
Yeah.
And it just looks like he just was shooting while he was still running. Is like he must be like nervous or something because
I'm not sure. And you also had that situation where he was on the bomb site when
Yeah.
Exis was flanking, and
Oh, yeah.
instead of just he ended up peeking there when he knows, okay, I saw both on catwalk. Instead of just peeking, just try and hold defensively. If they actually try to push you, yeah, then you have the angle. But you don't have to jump up the box, get the jump penalty, end up dying, and then leave Exis in a 1-on-2 situation. Like it's just a place like that just caused them to keep on losing rounds and eventually lost them the game.
This is the problem for NiP though, because they can look so good against every other team. Like if you put them against even TSM now, Virtus Pro, I'd give them good chances to win. Certain maps I'd say they'd win on, maybe they'd even win the series. But against Envious, okay, they got that win over Envious at CCS. But before that, Envious had this great streak of like 4 series they were winning. All this year, they've played 4 series now against Fnatic. They only won the first one with Makaleli. They changed, they've got Alu now. They've actually lost all 3 with Alu. I think it's like NiP is trying to change stuff all the time for Fnatic, and no matter what they change, somehow Fnatic's coming out on top here.
Yeah, I don't know what they can do really. Maybe they should just. I think they're just playing too loose versus Fnatic. They just have to answer because if you want to play the like individual style, it's really hard to do that versus Fnatic because there's players they just aim better than
Yep.
NiP. And that's like, it's new to NiP. NiP is just used to, okay, we can just play our standard style. We will win the like 3v3s. We'll just go for the
Yeah.
even trades. And versus Fnatic, it doesn't work because, like, just look at like Crimson Olfmeisters, these games. Like, they're just out-aiming.
Well, you
NiP.
saw in that. Sometimes NiP would get in like a 4-on-3 or a 4-on-2, but then 2 kills from the Fnatic guy, it suddenly evened up. And That situation where it's like, oh, they're going to win this round now. You're actually not so sure anymore. In fact, what's crazy is NiP guys used to get annoyed when I used to say the NiP magic thing, that they always won every 2v2 and 3v. Actually, that's the thing in the last month and a half where they played these last 4 tournaments where they don't win those anymore. Actually, those are the rounds where they seem to fall apart.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Okay.
So as far as things go for NiP at the moment, I mean, as I was saying to Robin earlier, that they know when to peak usually. Like NiP will reliably peak into the later into the tournament. We're in a situation where NiP will be up against Immunity today. I don't think they're going to be too worried about that match, and I don't think anyone would ever expect Immunity to win that. Of course, upsets can always happen, but that should never happen against NiP. So if we assume that NiP are winning this match, they're going to be up against a lot of these awesome teams. So we don't know who's going to qualify between Na'Vi, TSM, and Virtus.pro just yet. So how do you feel like the teams are shaping up on LAN at the moment? Do you feel like this result from NiP here really tells us anything, or?
Well, it's true that they usually play better in the later stages of the tournament, but the teams they usually play bad versus in the group stages is usually like a lesser team, and they usually give like good teams a good fight. But I'm just surprised it just looked so weak compared to like how they usually play.
So Thorin, like, who would you have at the moment as one of your favorites for the tournament? I know, ranking-wise, Fnatic are going to be number 1, but as far as how the play has progressed so far, what do you think?
I think I've still got Fnatic. They've looked pretty impressive so far, and more impressively, okay, against Liquid, they just dominated CT sides, and Liquid couldn't do much. But against NiP, it was actually Terrorist play that got it done. Whereas we think of Fnatic as like they're the ultimate CT team. They win all the CT rounds, So TSM, they looked a bit shaky against Na'Vi, because obviously TSM were the ones where you're thinking, okay, in the rankings, Fnatic's the top, Envious isn't here, but then TSM's the team where, because they'd had such a crazy performance at the CCS, well, if they come in that form, maybe they're going to kind of like turn their fortunes around, they're going to become the new top team. That's not quite so sure yet, actually. So I actually hope at some point in the tournament, whether it's a semi or a final, we get to see TSM versus Fnatic again. I want to see a rematch of that final, because the way Fnatic's playing now and the way TSM's playing now, it's going to be a lot more close, I think, whereas if you remember in that tournament, amazingly, TSM won something like 4 maps out of 5 against Fnatic, which is it's kind of incredible that someone could do that. So I want to see, can they do it again?
Yeah, Bjorn, you're telling me about how you feel like TSM are potentially basically the best team. So
yeah, well, maybe not the best team, but the best team if you just look at how they play the game. And like, there's other aspects of the game, like if you choke and like they know of choking and like just having sick individual play. But just the way they go around, like just playing rounds, how they handle their economy, I think they are the best team in the world. But those other aspects is what have like cost them tournaments and what actually makes them not being the best like complete team in the world.
So do you guys have any quick thoughts about who will be the biggest complication for Fnatic on their path to the final, as they are essentially the favorite?
I mean, on the one hand, if you're going with that kind of storyline, TSM makes sense because they've just beaten them recently. Fnatic have to prove that they can beat TSM now, this new look TSM with a different style. I think a really interesting one would probably be Na'Vi, if Na'Vi was to play them, because it's been a while since I think I've seen Na'Vi play them in a best of 3, and this is the new Na'Vi with Flamey. We haven't seen that matchup, and so Na'Vi's a tough task for anyone. The maps they're good on's weird, their playing style's kind of counterintuitive, so I'd love to see that particular matchup. I think that's like, for me, TSM is probably the matchup I want to see. Like, I think those could be like the 2 best teams in the tournament, but I think Na'Vi's like the dark horse who could give Fnatic an unexpectedly really good game. And then in terms of the fact that NiP's down there, and the 3 teams we know they can face are all teams that are now around their level, I think NiP, no matter who they play, that can potentially be a very good series.
All right, well, we do have James Duffield down there with an interview ready for us with Olofmeister. Let's see what Olofmeister has to say.
Olof, firstly, congratulations. When you were going into this match, when you're playing people like NiP, guys like NiP, you play, week in, week out. What do you guys have to do to mix your game up so that they don't expect what's going to happen?
Well, it's kind of hard to mix it up because we have faced them like I don't know how many times, so we have done like every different thing. So we how they play, but you also know that they know how you play. So you try to like, if I usually do this, maybe I would do this time, and even do like if I usually do this, I would do something. And I mean this time I feel like we just out-aimed them. That was the main point. Everyone in our team hit their shots and just went nuts, especially Crims.
So talk us through Mirage. How did you guys go into Mirage, and was it just a case of you out shooting them, or did the tactics make any play there?
Most all just played like if someone had a good spawn and wanted to do something, or someone wanted to do something in a round, we just played around that. Like if Flusha wanted to go up slope on A and kill someone, we just like, yeah, if he does that, I'm gonna go like, maybe I go rush connector to help him out and stuff like that. Because everyone was feeling hot and everyone was like, I'm gonna kill this guy. They were like, I think the confidence was really good for us on this match, and I think that was one of the keys.
You talk about feeling hot. What is it going to take for a team here to beat you?
To be better than us. I don't know. I don't know. Right now, today we felt really good, but it's just one game. We need to be focused on the next game and play as good as this. And if you do play as good as this, I don't see that anyone can beat us.
Is there any weaknesses that you feel like you've got at the moment?
Nothing I want to say.
That's fair enough. So, if name one team, is there a team still in the tournament that you feel like could breach your team?
There are three, like NiP can breach us, and Virtus Pro, TSM and Navi can breach us, of course. They are really good teams. Then you don't know about the other teams, but those teams are like, I feel like the top right now is really, really strong. It has never been like so many teams on a top level in CSGO before, so that's good for the scene.
It was really interesting to watch you here. I was standing behind you and watching you play. You all seemed really calm today. Like earlier on, we saw the Americans and Australians all shouting and like screaming calls and making loads of noise. But both of yourself and NiP really calm and really relaxed. Like, what's the atmosphere like in the team right now?
It is what it looks like. It's really calm and we feel good. But like, it can be both like. They're shouting, I don't know if that's good. It can be good if the other team gets like frustrated, but for me, if someone was shouting that much in my team, I would just get stressed and I don't know if it's good or bad. We like it calm.
Well, let's hope you can keep calm for the rest of the tournament. Thank you for chatting to us.
Thank you very much.
We're back.
Hi guys, we're back.
We did not do anything.
All right, so had some words from Olofmeister there. Obviously, very, very confident, and the Olofmeister is always very, very confident, and he has every right to be so confident. As Fnatic are, of course, an amazing team, and they're feeling great today.
I like the part you said. He felt confident, but he was like trying to be humble. Like, you know, lots of teams can beat us in this tournament. Navi, TSM, Virtus Pro.
You read between lines.
But it's the way that when he asked him, like, what would someone have to do to beat you? And he was like, to beat us. Oh yeah, probably play very well. Like, Sue's question, yeah, okay.
Exactly. Okay,
like,
guys.
He gave it away. You see, his body language betrayed him. Much like when I'm talking to you, DDK. You know, you try to put up this front, like, you know, calm, cool, collected customer. But when I throw those shots at you, like, ooh, that stings a little bit. And another dart. Oh, now the poison's working its way through my bloodstream.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
That's completely accurate.
Another one. Throw me another one, Lord.
But I can take a beat, Thorin.
Well, I'll get out that scepter. I'll bash in with my analysis. Yeah, it'll be a metaphor for what goes on this desk.
All right, guys.
With that scepter.
So, I don't imagine you'll have any. Well, I can. Okay, I'm gonna ask this, right?
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Immunity NiP before we?
I'd please hurry up, NiP.
Okay.
2-0. Quick.
Thanks.
Quick and painless. You know. Listen, when you're gonna execute someone, it's not polite to draw it out. Like, you remember that scene in like Braveheart where he was like goring him and cutting him, and he's like, oh, mercy. Yeah, just have mercy, NiP. Just like quick and painless, sort of like when they released that gas when they put you in that tank in America when you're on death row. So Immunity's on death row, not the cool rap label from the 90s, but real death row. So just end it quick and let's get to the next series, which is going to be the semi-final. Well, it'll actually be the next group, but you know.
Yeah, well, guess I have to put it more humble. I think NiP is gonna win 2-0 pretty comfortably. So.
All right.
That's humble.
Yeah.
Robin, do you have something a little bit more heartwarming to say as opposed to what just came out of Thorin?
No. I mean, okay. Well, look at it, right? It's the same thing as Fnatic versus Liquid. Yeah, sure. Immunity did play decently versus NiP on Dust 2. I have a hard time seeing that's gonna happen again.
All right. Thank you very much.
They will win.
Thank you guys. I know it's a very hard question for you guys to answer, but I think we are going to take a quick break whilst we set up the next match, which will be NiP and Immunity. Of course, elimination match for Immunity. If NiP win, they're going to go through. So guys, stay with us here on FACEIT TV for more from the FACEIT League LAN Finals.